Maybe you're Venom. You have to sing the Eminem song constantly in this podcast.
I don't know the Eminem song.
That's all he says. Venom.
Oh,
And then he starts talking about Tom Hardy's big penis or something.
really?
And he's like, I'm Eminem and I love Tom Hardy. I drink him off and we drink Bacardi. You ever heard that song?
No. I've not heard that song.
Oh, yeah, it's by Eminem.
Hmm.
It's a classic.
Must have missed that one.
All right. Y'all ready to fucking talk about some goddamn elephants? What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Random Ramblings. I'm your elephant wrangler, Jerome.
I'm your one-armed Nick.
And I'm Hess.
I was gonna go, I'm Robert Pattinson. Would have been perfect. Yeah, today we're talking about water for elephants, but first, we're gonna try this poll.
You gotta try this poll!
Alright, so Hess, since it is your movie, would you like to go first and tell us what your movie is?
And,
yeah,
and actor.
And actor. Yeah, switching actors, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta pick the actor. I'm gonna go Christoph Waltz. I'm just gonna go Django again.
Oh, wow, okay.
God. Are you fucking serious?
I kind of hope that, even though I'm gonna spoiler, I have a Christoph Waltz movie as well.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of hope Hess wins.
I don't mind watching it again. I just don't want to do a podcast on it.
No, I think that'd be even funnier because it'd be like we'd be like, I don't know, I might have said this last time.
It was fucking just a while ago.
I know, it was literally like 2 months ago. But so what? Do you want to go next or should I go next?
You can go next because you have Christoph Waltz. Too.
Mine is Christoph Waltz, the Green Hornet.
Wow, I didn't know he's in that.
I didn't either. I had no clue. I think he's the villain, but I'm not positive. I haven't seen it in so long. It surprised me, so I was like, oh, yeah, I'd watch the Green Hornet again. Why not?
Should I pick him and do a Hateful Eight?
Oh, you should. And we can see which Christoph Waltz thing wins.
No, I'm not. I'm doing Reese Witherspoon, and I'm going to do Little Nicky.
I almost chose her and did Fear.
I almost did, too.
Wait, Reese Witherspoon's? Oh, isn't she
I don't know.
Isn't she like his mom in a flashback or something?
Like something.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen it. You know what? Actually, I'm wrong. That was like the second movie I watched this year. I was going to say I haven't seen it in forever.
But I haven't seen it in forever.
So that one's on my list already.
I was going through her movies, and I was like, I'm just going to pick Fear. And then I started looking through her movies, and I was like, she's in Little Nicky? I was like, fuck it, I'll pick that.
Well, you guys are going to be surprised, but I have both polls ready right now.
Cool.
Wow, look at you.
You pre-polled.
I got that shit ready, dog. It's almost like I know what I'm doing.
Almost.
If you hear any women singing behind you, it's not a ghost. It's Taylor. She's in the shower.
Oh.
Wow.
She didn't leave yet?
No, she's going to probably leave when we're doing this or right when we finish. This segment is brought to you by Billy Jackson for, he told us we should try it. So we're going to give it a whirl, see how if this is fun or not. I have it pulled up on a page. I didn't look at it. I just Googled Water for Elephants box office, and I clicked over to the YouTube poll.
Okay.
So I have no idea either. Hess, since it's your movie, would you like to go first and guess how much money do you think Water for Elephants made?
Are we talking overall opening weekend?
I told Nick I think it's just like when
overall.
The overall, like whatever they have on the page. Like if it says it made like $42 million, then that's what we're trying to guess or whatever.
Okay. I mean, fuck, I have no idea where to go.
I have no idea. This one's interesting because like
I have a number in my head, but
it
I have no idea.
It has a lot of good people in it. And it's like about a circus, and like it seems like it would be a good one, but like didn't that Wolverine one not do well?
I don't
Didn't
know.
he have one and he's like whooping tigers and shit, and like no one really liked it?
Oh, I don't even know what you're talking about.
The Hugh Jackman one? I don't know why I called him Wolverine.
I know, I pictured.
But
I was like, the Wolverine movie did pretty well.
It was a recent one with him, but I felt like that did bad, so I don't know.
I'm gonna go. I don't know. 112 million.
112 million. Okay, Hess is locked in at 112 million. What's your guess?
25.
I was thinking 30 million. Let's see. Drum roll, please.
Apparently, I'm just way.
I don't. Well, because watching it, I feel like
I have no idea.
No, yeah, I have no idea either. That seems like I don't know. I don't know if this type of movie would be well for it. Let's see. I can see why Hess picked it. It did 117.1 million.
Wow, that surprises me.
That surprises me too. So it did pretty well.
I was $5 million off.
Yeah. Let me see.
I didn't even go over.
Yeah.
It's not The Price is Right.
No, it is now. The budget was only 38 million too. Oh, maybe me and you were guessing the budget by accident.
No, I didn't think it. I don't even. I guess I remember this coming out, but like.
No, I've never heard of this movie until this podcast.
Oh, I had.
I didn't even know it was a thing.
You never heard of it.
Which is crazy because Taylor said Mima used to play it at her house all the time. Apparently, she said she's seen it. Like we've been over to her house.
Was
and
this
it's
his
playing in the background?
Was this his first movie after Twilight?
I believe so. It was in 2011.
Makes sense then. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They probably went there and said, "Wait, he's not a fucking vampire."
But what did you and Abby think about it? Because it was your guys' pick.
I liked it. Abby liked it, but she didn't like obviously the animal cruelty.
Yeah, I wrote down on my notes one point. I was like, why the fuck did Abby pick this? She's like, the animals are dying and getting whipped and shit.
I literally, when he beats the fuck out of the elephant, and that's when I paused it and text you, why the fuck did she pick this movie?
Yeah.
Well, I don't think she knew.
Well, yeah.
No, yeah, that can become apparent in the movie.
Like I thought she had already seen it, but she hadn't seen it. So like we're watching it, and I'm like, what the fuck? And she's like, yeah, I don't like this. And I'm like, yeah, obviously. Like, no one in the right mind.
No, yeah,
likes
I
this.
wrote down on my notes for that part. I would murder Christoph Waltz with no remorse. I'd never feel bad about it.
I don't think the elephant had remorse.
No, like if I was a human at the circus, I'd murder him and I wouldn't feel bad about it, and then I'd just take over the circus.
I don't want to be in charge of a circus. It's fucking gross.
Have you guys have never had any interest in being in a circus? When I was little, I used to think being in the circus would be really fun. You get to hang out with like the bearded lady and fucking lobster hands.
No, it's dumb.
You've never thought that was fun?
No, not once. Not in my entire life.
Would you roam me, think?
I don't think I've ever been to a circus. Maybe
I've never have
I think I have once.
I never have either, and I've been jealous. I've
been to circus, and they play like little stupid shit.
Like I want to see like the elephants bounce balls on their noses and shit like that.
Then you want to see the guy beat the shit out of him?
No. I want the animals to be safe. I want it to be a nice circus.
I mean, supposedly.
See that? I don't think they do that.
Yeah. Wouldn't it be really cool though too to go to a circus like that and see like the guys like hanging out with the lion and it just fucking eats them?
That would be cool.
Like you go to a live show to be one of the people that got to see something like that. That'd be cool.
It wouldn't be so cool to be in that tent when they just let all those.
Yeah, that was a little fucked up at the end. I was like, this is. I know you guys are like saving it and this like happened. Is this a true story?
No.
It's all made up, right?
I mean, I don't know. It's based on a true story.
I know it's based on a book, but I don't know if the book is based on anything true.
It had a lot of Notebook vibes with him being old in the beginning, and then he's like telling a story.
That's when I didn't think about that, but what I wrote down is my first note is.
I almost picked that old guy. You can get into one of the Dirty Harry movies.
Oh really?
Yeah, but then
I put down this is the Titanic, but with a circus.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Because he was old in the beginning, it reminded me of that, and he's like, "Let me tell you a story." And starts talking about it, and then Reese Witherspoon's gonna die eventually because they bring that up in the beginning, and the same with Leo.
Yeah,
it's not in.
I mean, but
disaster.
he's right too. Same thing with the Notebook.
But yeah, I didn't even think. I didn't think about Notebook either.
I've never seen the Notebook. I just know they're old in the beginning.
Oh, you never seen it?
No.
That's a fun one to watch because they hated each other, so they're doing all the like lovey stuff, and you're like, wow, these are good actors.
I like that movie. I mean, I know it's a chick flick, but I like that movie. I think it's a good story.
I had never seen it.
That's pretty good. My other note is, which I might have the number wrong in this. In the beginning, did they say Robert Pattinson's son was 71 years old?
Yes.
How the fuck old is he then? At the end, the beginning of the movie.
Well,
like 100?
I mean,
yeah.
You think? Yeah, I mean, I was thinking like probably like late 80s, early 90s at least.
Yeah. That just blew my mind.
He was 20 and he didn't have he was at least 20 in the movie and he didn't have a son yet. So he's at least 91 then.
Yeah,
I didn't catch that.
He said that. He's like, well, he's 71, so it makes sense he didn't come today or whatever.
He's fucking senile and there was no son coming.
I was waiting for the twist of the guy he's talking to be his son. I don't know why I felt like that was going to happen.
Wow.
The whole
I wouldn't have saw that
when they cut back to it, I was like,
"It's me, Dad."
And then he's just like, "No, I'll hire you here."
Well, it's funny because that guy's in Parks and Rec.
Oh, really?
Like, that's where I know him from. I'm sure I know he's in other shit too.
I've seen him before, but
I saw the old guy. I saw too. They can mention in trivia, and I was like, "Oh, that's fucking sad." It was that his wife just died right before that too, so he's talking about his wife dying in the scenes.
Oh.
So it's like, oh, that's why it seems
cool.
very authentic when he's talking about it.
Yeah.
Wow.
So now I just got my notes just going through the movie. But his parents died in a car crash. He loses his house. Then he ends up going to the circus.
Rough little weekend or whatever it was. Yeah.
But then I think it worked out pretty well for him.
You know, I had a question.
I maybe have an answer.
So, like, they're in the Depression, right?
Yeah, they brought that up only 700 times. So that
Right.
one guy, well, I can't drink because of prohibition.
Not prohibition, the depression.
Yeah, no, but the time period.
But, like, did they call it the depression when they were in the depression, or did they call it the depression after the depression? Do you follow me?
I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you clucking, Big Chicken. I've never thought about that.
Like, you can call it prohibition because it was being prohibited. You can't drink alcohol.
Alexa.
Well, I bet they did call it the Great Depression. I mean, like if you think about like 2008
how-
when we were.
I guess we did call it. We were in a recession.
Yeah, a recession. We didn't. But so you call it the Great Depression, like day 2, or
Well, I
like
mean,
when does
you
that
figure,
start?
No, I bet it's just like how
I'm asking.
how
I'm
like,
not-
like Corona got its nicknames. You know, it was like a couple months
was
in.
lime?
No,
Oh,
I'm not talking about the beverage. I'm talking about.
I mean, you figure it's probably. I mean, you know, there wasn't a lot of people showing up to their shows, and like there wasn't a lot of money to go around. There wasn't like jobs to go around. So, I mean, I would assume they would call it that. You know, they're in the depression.
well, yeah.
But when did the depression start? I was thinking like 26 or 27.
It's
I mean,
27.
you figure
the
you're
stock market crashes in 27.
all right. So I mean, you're 4 years in. So I mean, you know, it's a fucking depression in 4 years.
But that wasn't. I wasn't asking about the movie. I was asking about the depression. You know what I'm saying?
No, yeah,
Like,
and that's what I'm saying. I would think if this, you know, if we're talking like the movie, I know it's a movie, but I mean, you figure if the stock market crashed in 27, and we're in 31, I mean, that's 4 years of just shit. So I mean, you know, I'm assuming that they were called. I would assume that they would be saying the depression.
I don't know if this helps, but
using
it says it wasn't called that until Hoover left office
Well, there you go.
in the 1930s. I don't know if that gives you your answer, but
sorta.
that's what I got.
I mean, I guess my point is like, say the stock market crashed whatever day it was in
yeah,
27.
just how long would it take for
Like, they're not-
the name to happen?
Yeah, like a year later, you're like, oh, this is the Great Depression. Like, no, that one's greater. You know what I mean? Like,
it was greater a year ago.
They brought it up a lot. Maybe they didn't say Great Depression. It didn't seem that great.
Maybe the writer of the book.
I think he did just say depression. Like we're in the middle of a depression.
And
I
then,
could
and
be
then when
wrong.
the next one happened, they're like, this one's okay, but the last one was pretty great.
That one was great.
That one was pretty fun. This one I put down. So, you know, he's in the circus. You see the showgirls and all that. I said I want to see a cold open of the podcast where Hess is dressed up like the showgirls and has nipple tassels and is spinning them around.
Somehow
Why
I could
would you
see
want
that
to
happen.
see that?
He's dressed up as like Whitney Ann and he's doing like a cold open.
Somehow I could see you doing that.
I can do that. And then he's like,
You like your panties?
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
Wow.
Then
Yeah,
gives you
I
a
don't
little
know
kiss.
what I want.
And then I put, I would never trust Christoph Waltz on top of a train. They're just running on the top of a train together as if like they're best buddies. And Christoph Waltz was just about to throw him off the train.
I mean, I know he's kind of a good guy in Django, but he's still like a dick.
Yeah, well, no, there's still parts where you're like, are you fucking with Django?
Right. So like,
See, that's what I love about like
No,
I
no,
feel
no.
like most of his roles are like they're like he's a smart ass.
Yeah.
Like he's a fucking asshole. Like, but he does it like in a calculated, like sophisticated way. I
Yeah.
love it.
I'm not debating his acting is fucking great. He was awesome in this movie,
Yeah.
but he's an asshole.
I think if anybody
Yeah.
else played this villain, I wouldn't have been as into the movie. I think he is
You know what's funny?
was the perfect person to be in
I
it.
started a movie and here we go, another Hess movie, and I hit play, and I was like, all right,
This is
but
big old mosquito.
and now I can't stop watching Robert Pattinson movies. I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, you watched like 5 this week.
So I'm watching it, and God, Reese Witherspoon's fucking hot. And then I'm like, all right, I like these two. And then he shows up. I was like, oh, I fucking forgot he's in it. So I actually enjoyed this movie.
No, I did too. It was really fun. I liked it.
Yeah,
a
I
lot.
was very surprised.
I liked it quite a bit.
Yeah,
Oh man.
I really liked it when they beat the shit out of the elephant, though.
Well, that part I didn't really like so much. This is the part I put. Oh, why did Abby choose this movie? The animals are getting murdered. But then I put he got bit by a toothless lion.
Yeah, what were they
That-
feeding him? Like just dirty meat.
Yeah, and they like
Yeah.
lambs, but you know we're all out of lambs, so we're just giving him this old food.
I like goats.
They shot the horse. They fed the lions the horse.
Yeah. As soon as he shot him, my first thought was, oh, well, the lions have food now. And then he walked up and told him that.
I did not think of that.
The elephant unchaining itself and getting some lemonade and then going back and putting it back in the post was really cool. but then
I
instantly
know.
he ended up getting beat right after that scene.
Yeah, no, it just showed. You knew.
But then also that was the setup for the end of the movie too. That was one of those things
Yeah,
where
for-
they show you what can happen, and then you fucking.
Well, also
Yeah.
when they first get the elephant, the guy's like, "This is the dumbest fucking animal I've ever seen," and which that guy was in Fargo, by the way. So then,
Oh, don't you know?
so then so right away, you know, all right, this is probably the smartest elephant ever, because you knew the guy was full of shit.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
it was when he pulls out those papers or whatever, and he goes, it's like, whatever language he's speaking.
Yeah.
And it moves his leg, and he says it and puts his leg back. You're like, oh, that's pretty
How
cool.
stupid did Christoph Waltz feel then?
Yeah. Can you imagine if you were just, like, speaking German out back and Phoebe comes running up to you, and you learn she was, like, trained to, like, be a Nazi or something?
Heil Pigler?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Pigler, I like that.
There you go.
Oh, yeah,
But I guess I didn't realize how old elephants live to be. They got Rosie when she was 53.
They live a long time.
And then, like,
Yeah.
they're way later in life, like, it was with the kids and all that, and then they're like, oh, yeah, and she died, and she was really sad.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy.
I mean, can you imagine owning something that long and then dies?
yeah.
It's gonna be like
Well, yeah, and then I mean, it saved her life too. I mean,
right.
Yeah.
literally, the elephant saved her life.
Yeah, that was if we were doing like this was Idiot's Guide, that'd be best kill for sure. An elephant pulling
Yeah.
stake out and stabbing the guy. I wrote,
Because it was hurting her.
yeah,
And he didn't like it.
And then he also yelled a little. He yelled like, "Hey, unchain yourself," in another language. Whatever, he yelled something to it, you know.
Did he?
Yeah, because he was
Did
like,
he?
he was getting held back by the guy, and he
I
like
don't
he like
think so.
yelled something, and then it like then it got it.
No, he
and
yelled
saved
her name.
Oh, did he yell her name?
Yeah, I think that was
Marlene-
all on the
Mar-
elephant.
Oh, well,
Marlene, yeah.
I thought like he kind of like, hey elephant, fucking hurry it up, dude, she's
Like
gonna die.
he's like Aquaman. He's like,
Yeah, a little
I mean-
bit. Like he's like, pick up the pace,
He-
fucker, because the elephant was trying, you know.
elephant. It's not my cue yet.
Yeah, he's a method actor, that
Yeah.
elephant. I actually wrote down here, I got lost in the story and forgot to take some notes, so there's a bit here that I didn't write down. And then I put, releasing all the animals seems kind of dangerous. I feel like I get what they're going with there, but like I bet you a lot of people that they didn't want to die got murdered because of that.
Did you think at any point? Because this crossed my mind. The guy goes, "Oh, that was the biggest accident that ever happened,"
Mm-hmm.
and then he told this whole story about him and his wife. He didn't get to the accident at the very end. Do you think the guy was like, "Could you hurry the fuck up?"
It's like day 2, he's on the train, he's like, so when the fuck does the accident happen?
Yeah. Like, Jesus Christ, dude. I don't got all day.
And then lastly, I put, fuck yeah, Rosie killed that asshole.
That was a CGI elephant, correct?
I
Wasn't a real elephant.
I actually don't know. I was going to look that up about the animals, but I wasn't sure.
Oh, I don't know. If it was, it's pretty good because she was riding that motherfucker. It didn't look fake
Yeah.
to me. Because they do a CGI elephant in 2011? That was good
I don't know,
enough?
because it was really good.
I think it was just a trained elephant.
I believe it's a real elephant, and it died at age 52 this year. May 7th, 2021, the elephant died.
I blame Hess for that.
Wow. You just murdered an elephant. If this thing is correct, yeah, this is the same one, and it's worked on a lot of movies.
Well, because that's
Oh,
what...
yeah, it is. It was playing Bo Tat
Was
in the
it?
film Operation Dumbo Drop, Vera in Larger Than Life, Rosie in Water for Elephants, and then something else.
Oh, so we could have picked the elephant. Fuck.
Oh, that would have been weird. And then and then we're like, well, we only have one other option to choose because we have to choose another one with the elephant. You know,
Right.
that would have.
I would have liked to have picked Rosie.
Okay, that's our for this part. Like, we would pick the double person movie. We have to do an animal at some point, I think.
I don't know if we'll have another chance.
We're
Don't-
gonna watch
don't-
like Air Bud or something.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty funny.
No, it wouldn't.
No,
I think we got lucky
We're
with
like,
an animal
hey,
movie.
what'd you guys think about Air Bud?
I thought Reese Witherspoon... I was thinking as I watched it, I was like, well, she's riding this fucker. She must have got some training on doing
Yeah, there was a
this,
lot of stuff that I was like, oh wow, they must like she did like a flip and land on it, but like then either it's a stunt person and clever like CGI,
I think that was...
like doubling it, or it was her doing some of the stuff because a lot of it looked
I
really
think
well.
she wrote it. Those flips, I don't think she did because you couldn't see her face.
Well, yeah, but some of them that she did, you instantly saw her face sometimes.
Yeah.
So I was impressed with a lot of that because especially it being 2011, I was like, it seems like they, like at least tried to learn some of it.
Yeah. Yeah. How many times did Robert Pattinson make a goofy smile and look at the camera? Like not
Oh, about every other take.
like he would just
kinda.
be
Because
And I was like, what the fuck?
something would happen and he'd get a little awkward and be like, oh,
Yeah, I was like,
oh shucks.
what are you doing?
Any other things you guys want to talk about Water for Elephants about before we check the polls?
I mean, I don't think so. It seemed like we cruised through that.
We kind of did. It was like 15 minutes. I mean, there's not much to the movie.
I watched.
He's an old man. He's a young boy. Then he's an old man again.
I watched Lighthouse this week, the one that I picked, because Drum said it was the worst movie he's ever seen in his life.
I said most boring. It was. I clarified as most boring.
It was all right.
Yeah, but
It was pretty okay.
Yeah, but at the time, everybody was hyping it up like it's supposed to be fantastic, and then you see it and it's pretty okay, and you're like, whatever, dude.
It was weird.
You like when he fucked the mermaid?
Yeah.
Oh, like, yeah, it's my favorite part.
Like what?
Well, that's a true story too. Well, as true as they can know. There was two sailors or whatever they were, two guys that were locked in a lighthouse, and only one of them ended up escaping, and like they started losing their minds there and all.
Oh, they definitely lost their fucking minds.
And started seeing things and fighting each other, and I think they almost fucked each other, but then only one of them lived.
Well, yeah, an axe will do that.
Yeah, but apparently it's a real story.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't like I wouldn't probably watch it ever again. But I'm glad I watched it.
I almost started it at the gym so I could watch it. So then, if you talked about it on here, I would know. And then I was like, I kind of want to watch it.
No, I don't believe you. I mean, it was okay. I mean, William Dafoe was good. Robert Pattinson was good.
Mm-hmm. You had Green Goblin versus Batman.
Yeah, but he's not Batman.
And who won?
Batman.
Yeah, that'll tell you something. Do you want to, before we do our movie list and then the poll and all that, do you want to tell a story about your arm?
Oh, yeah. You want to see my arm? You saw it. You saw
his arm looks fucked up.
Can you? I don't know if you can see it.
Nah, really.
Try to make sure the camera can see your gross bruisings. That should be good. Here, I'll take I'll take a picture of it.
I got a picture. It got worse.
It got way worse.
It's funny. It feels better, but the bruising's way worse.
That's crazy.
But so I don't know if I told you, but for the podcast, I'll tell you again. So at work, they lock up prepaid cellular phones. First of all, no one steals shit where I work. You know what I mean? So then, so they're locked up and they're discontinued. So there's literally a box that's in the wall, and it's put in the wall like with shelves, so it's like you lift it up and then pull it out. Mm-hmm. But there's 6 pegs in there but we haven't had phones since I've worked there, which is now 3 months. So they're like, oh, that has to come out, and then this thing. So there was 3 parts to it. I took the first 2 parts off, and then the last part, it's like a 3-foot box. And I got the one side out, and I couldn't get the right side out. And I was pulling and pulling and pulling, and I pulled, and then something in my elbow popped. And I stood up and went, motherfucker. And I walked away. Now, it was in the morning. My boss was in the pharmacy. The girl up front doesn't have a clue. She didn't know where I was. I just walked away. And then I went to move my arm, and I couldn't move it. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. So then immediately the bell rang. I have to go get receiving. So I have to pull this chain down. I'm doing it with my left. It took me 5 minutes to open the fucking door. And it's been 3 days and my fucking arm is still bruised as fuck. I went to the gym this morning. I couldn't do shit. I just walked for fucking 45 minutes.
Yeah, it was like 12 o'clock and he comes walking through the door or whatever. And he's like, yeah, I came home 4 hours early. And I was like, why? And he's like, I can't move my arm.
And nothing looked wrong with it, right?
Yeah, it looked completely fine.
Yeah. The next day I had a little tiny bruise. At the elbow.
And now it's like his entire arm.
So, and then the next day was the bruise I sent you. And then today it's the same but bigger and blacker. Hey.
It's like S's cock.
It's like Chris Rock. But, yeah. So that was fun. I've been eating ibuprofen like fucking candy.
And that's not even because of your arm. That's just because you're addicted now.
Yeah, who gets addicted to ibuprofen? Give me something good at least.
Oh, my God. Oh.
Becky.
Hold on, I know how to break. There's a tie on YouTube, 3-way tie. Because only us 3 voted on YouTube and this hasn't loaded yet.
Oh, well, who cares if it's a 3-way tie? You just add them to the.
Well, yeah. What's Twitter?
Just,
oh, so I guess I should wait. Yeah, because that would just if it's a tie on Twitter, then I'll need to even it out. It is.
Then we can Rochambeau for it.
It is not a tie on Twitter. So
basically, whatever the winner on Twitter is the winner on YouTube.
Yeah.
Or the winner overall.
Unless
it's YouTube.
It's pretty close again, though, too. We got more than 3 votes. I didn't pick people are on Twitter today, not YouTube. Little Nicky in last place, 28%.
How many votes?
7 total.
Okay.
Django at 29%, The Green Hornet at 43%, and then on YouTube, all 3 of them are tied.
All right, so we're watching the Green
So
Hornet.
we're watching The Green Hornet with Christoph Waltz. I would describe the movie like we normally do, but I don't know what Christoph Waltz does in the movie, so couldn't tell you.
I think he plays Bruce Lee.
I know Seth Rogen's in it, and he is the Green Hornet, and then there's Kato. It's a fun movie. It's not amazing, but it's fun.
I've seen it once.
I believe we own it, and I saw I think it's on Amazon through the IMDb thing. Like, like with ads or whatever.
Yeah.
That's how you can watch it.
I mean, well, so we're watching 2. I mean, it could be worse.
Yeah, well, so basically that means next week we're going to watch Django or Hateful Eight or something.
I'm going to pick one of
Or
these.
Inglourious Bastards, because we're going to watch another because of Waltz.
He's not in Hateful Eight. I went through his IMDb. And
Oh,
he
he's in
doesn't
it?
show up.
Isn't he in it?
I thought he's in it.
I just watched it. I could have sworn he was in it.
I went through it and I was like, oh, I guess he's not in
He's
it.
not in a lot.
Maybe it's an uncredited cameo, and I'm not crazy.
Well,
but I don't know.
he's in Downsizing with Matt Damon.
I've heard that's pretty horrible.
Me too. He's in Spectra. He's in. Oh, that's what I was gonna pick. If I was gonna pick him, was Horrible Bosses 2.
Really? He's really good in 007.
Is he?
I really liked him.
Maybe if next week I'll pick Das Gemis im Wald.
Okay, I'd watch that.
Let's see what's that available on. Nothing.
You wanna do our movie list, biatch?
Yeah, I barely watched any movies this week.
Such a fuck ass.
All right, I watched 312 movies total. You little bitch face.
312?
Yeah. What do you got? Like 313? Is you still ahead of me or something?
Nope, 310.
Ooh, looks like I passed you, motherfucker.
It's because I watched 7 episodes of fucking Succession.
Did you see people are freaking out because the posters came out? And there's like 3 different versions of it, but like teams, because it's what's his face versus his dad.
Yeah.
And the teams are flip flopped every single poster.
You know what I can't get away from? Is
What?
his dad does the fucking McDonald's commercial.
Oh, I know those are weird. He's like,
And he's like,
ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
and I fucking,
Hess shared a tweet with us.
oh boy.
How would you like that?
Oh my god, what the fuck?
They're invading a Prescott neighborhood.
Oh my god.
Beatles. Big fucking Beatles.
I would fucking die. If I went in the backyard and I saw that all over the place, I would just die. That's fucking horrible.
That's funny.
All right,
Do you
so
think any of them are named Ringo?
oh, they gotta be.
Okay.
Where did I leave? I think I left off on High Life last week. So I watched Battle Earth.
How'd you like that?
It was pretty horrible, I gotta
Yeah,
say.
I would think so.
It was fun to watch because it's just like, what is this? I don't know how they made this, but it was pretty horrible.
You know, I don't know how you enjoy watching bad movies sometimes. I'm not saying like it's a bad thing. I just if I don't like a movie, I don't want to watch
See,
it.
because to me, there's a difference. If it's a bad movie, I can laugh at it. If it's boring, then I hate it. And it's just like nothing to do. But if there's just things that they do that are like just a generic bad movie, like a Friday the 13th and stuff like that,
Yeah, they're boring.
then I could. But a lot of those they teeter.
Do they totter?
Nah, mainly just teeter. Bill and Ted Face the Music, still funny. In case you were wondering.
You haven't watched that this year yet?
Apparently not. I watched The Final Girls, which is a pretty fun movie. It's like a parody on horror movies. They end up getting stuck into a horror movie, but the main girl, it's the girl from the first season of American Horror Story. Her mom is in a horror movie, so like she's in it with her mom, but her mom's dead, so it's weird for her. But like you got Adam Devine in it and Thomas Middleditch and a bunch of funny people,
Oh.
and they're like trapped in a horror movie, but it's like parodying horror movies.
What's that on?
Hulu. And then I watched Palm Springs. Still really like that.
You haven't watched that? I mean,
I haven't watched that this year, yeah.
Jesus.
I watched the first Candyman and I watched Candyman 2, and guess what? This might be a little controversial, but those movies fucking suck.
Oh, really?
Oh my god, the original Candymans are so boring. And I know they're because they're not like really horror and they get into other things and all that.
I don't really
But like we
remember.
wanted them to be a horror, especially just watching the new one. And we were like 5 minutes in the second one, and Victoria goes, "Can you check how much it is longer?"
Wow.
And I was thinking the same thing, and I was like, "Guys, we could just stop this and go watch The Circle. It just came out." And they were like, "No, we should finish it." We didn't watch 3. I watched Malignant on HBO Max, and me until I guess the ending, 5 minutes in.
That's nice.
which kind of bummed us out because like that's kind of the fun of these kind of movies. But it was also funny because it was like a Treehouse of Horror episode of Simpsons.
Mm-hmm.
I watched Sweet Virginia, which is the one with John Bernthal that I told you should watch. I really like that.
Did you think the little guy in the movie we just watched looked like him?
I kind of did.
Like if they played like Austin Powers, he could be Mini-Me?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah,
I watched The Voyeurs on Amazon. That's really fun. That's a fucked up ending. Water for Elephants, Idle Hands, and Behind the Mask, Rise of Leslie Vernon.
The fuck is that?
Which is also, it's a movie where like every horror serial killer is real, and like and this film crew does a documentary on this guy Leslie Vernon. So it goes through how like, oh, I'm stalking my prey here, and like how like a door closes when someone goes outside. He has like a rope tied to a brick, so like he pulls the brick away to make the door close. Has everything like staged out and shows him all that. But then like the twist at the end is he's actually this whole time hunting the documentary crew, and like the kids didn't mean anything. Yeah, but in it like Freddy's real and Jason's real, Michael Myers is real, Chucky's real, and like they mention him and all this shit.
Oh right.
And you remember the guy who plays Herschel in The Walking Dead?
Yeah.
He's in it. He's a serial killer.
Oh.
And then Freddy is in it as like like all the horror movies have like a hero, detective, cop, or someone that comes in last minute. He plays that guy in it. I forget what they call him, but they have like some name they call him. Like he's like the blank kind of guy that shows up. But it's a fun little horror movie.
Well, I watched 3 movies. We talked about 2 of them already.
Lighthouse, Water for Elephants, and then
Major League.
Oh, not Major League. Major League 2, Electric Boogaloo.
No, but I'll probably watch that eventually. I was cruising through HBO Max. I'm like, you know what? Or I think it was, I don't know, one of them. No, maybe it's Paramount. And I saw it. I was like, I haven't watched Major League in so long. I fucking laughed my ass off.
That's funny.
I love that movie.
It's fucking hilarious.
That's with Charlie Sheen, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Charlie Sheen's funny. Wesley Snipes is funny. The coach is funny. Everybody's funny.
We gotta get to Wesley Snipes somehow in here.
Fucking love to get to Wesley Snipes.
That'd be kind of fun.
Stop picking fucking these movies.
It's hard to. We're trying to get to Air Bud and Wesley Snipes.
Air Bud. I can't believe Hess had a chance to pick an elephant and fuck that up.
I didn't know that was an option. Otherwise,
I was making that up.
That'd have been so cool. Can you imagine? We're just like, watching an elephant.
Picking Rosie. O'Donnell? Like, what the fuck?
That one of us said that would have thrown us all off.
It definitely would have.
Well, I guess thinking, if you guys thought it was CGI, why would you pick it, I guess?
Well, I wondered throughout the movie. I was like...
I just assumed it was real.
I did too, and there was parts where I was like, this has to be CGI or something. But turns out Rosie's real.
I mean, elephants are smart.
That's what they say. I love lemonade. I learned that at least.
They're just kind of big.
Yeah.
Can't have one in the backyard.
No, can't have it in your house either, unfortunately.
No, because you imagine it's not fucking potty trained.
When she sat down, though, on the little seat or whatever in the movie, the way she sat and her fat folded over and her skin and all that, totally Phoebe. Like, if you could teach Phoebe to sit down on a stool, it'd look the same.
Wow.
Other than the trunk. The trunk gets in the way a little bit.
Yeah, she doesn't have a trunk.
Yeah. But all right, I think that is it. You guys have any last things you want to say? My little nutter butters?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, next week we're watching The Green Hornet. We're all dressed up as superheroes and fight crime on the table.
I'm going to dress up as Kato.
Okay.
And Brad Pitt will beat me up.
Okay. But all right, thanks for watching, everybody. Please like, subscribe, comment down below if you think Nick's penis looks like Venom. And we'll see you guys next week.
Hey, looks like your camera.
And I saw you were so dumbfounded. You're like, huh?